Humans are very emotional beings. Most of what our life is made up of is feelings, emotions, and thoughts. If we didn't think or feel at all, we wouldn't be human. I bet everyone in this room is thinking or feeling something, like how you're really hungry for that cheeseburger, or how you're super excited for the upcoming trip, or how you're really missing that one person. We all tend to have some thought or feeling running through us. Or maybe it's that the thought or feeling isn't running through, but it's walking really, really slow. It can be good, or it can be bad. Most of the time, we humans tend to think of the bad thoughts more than the good ones. It can consume us to the point where it can mentally paralyze us. Hello, my name is Elizabeth Anderson, and in this speech, I'm going to be discussing the importance of being emotionally aware as a prevention method for suicidal depression. I want people to understand, especially teens, that being emotionally aware helps prevent suicide. According to David G. Wiseman, who studied at Harvard Science Initiative, says that emotional awareness is the ability to label and identify our emotions more effectively. You can have high and low emotional awareness. High emotional awareness allows us to understand feelings that can often be unpleasant and distressing, and to also be able to respond to and regulate those emotions more effectively. Low emotional awareness can lead to increased risk for multiple mental health problems, including depression and anxiety, which are known contributors to suicide. New research from Sam Decken at Mission Harbor Behavioral Health states that teens who do share and talk about their emotions lower their depression. This is based on a concept called negative emotion differentiation, or NED, which is basically the ability to label your feelings and distinct them from one another. It could be as simple as, I feel frustrated, or I feel annoyed, or I feel scared. And that alone cures depression. There are 3 key things into becoming emotionally aware: validation, reassurance, and finding a safe place. I'm going to start with my first point. With people validating each other, it helps people validate themselves. And with that, people realize that this is a part of our journey, that it isn't a burden to us. Reassurance is the second key thing. You're not going to get everything right. Life isn't going to move smoothly and be all sunshine and rainbows. What matters is if you try your best. Finding a safe place is the third thing. It could be a hobby you have, listening to music, lounging around, or it could even be a person. Bottling up your emotions isn't good, even if they're good and bad. I have an analogy for this. It's called my soda story. Have you ever left a soda in the freezer and you leave it in there for too long and you don't want to get up and you don't want to have to go deal with it because you think it's too much work, and you keep contemplating on if you want to go deal with it and let it out of the freezer, and then while that's happening, a few seconds later, boom! Soda explosion. You may think that this is silly and irrelevant, but think of your emotions like this. You bottle up your emotions for too long. You try to forget about it. You don't want to think about it because you don't want to let it out. And you keep contemplating on if you want to talk about your emotions and let them out. And while you're contemplating that, and a few seconds later, boom! Emotional explosion. This explosion of emotion can happen in multiple ways. It can lead to emotional and even physical sickness. Your cortisol levels rise when you're feeling any heavy negative emotion. And while that is happening, your immune system gets weaker than it is, and you literally become sick. However, feeling sick is not the worst outcome of this. I have experienced 3 suicides in my life. One of them was a really great friend. In the region of Alaska I live in, we are all close, and if we aren't related, we are like family. My friend was like a sister to me. In many communities, we have become numb to so many issues, especially ones that regard suicide, because the kind of response us kids receive, us teens receive, is, oh, you're just a kid in school. Of course you're going to be stressed. Of course you're going to have all of this on your plate. Just deal with it. Deal with it. I don't get how we are supposed to just deal with it. I've been in many times of great amounts of stress and anxiety, and other kids have as well. We are being crushed. We cannot breathe by the thick air, and we are being flooded by all of the emotions and the voices yelling at us inside of our head that are telling us to do this and do that, and that we can't do this and we can't do that, and that we cannot feel this way. At one of my last meets, I even had a judge tell me that I am too emotional and too over the top with this speech. And I mean, I'll give it to him. I am too emotional and too over the top with this. But the reason why is because I don't want to continue to see people, especially teens, die from suicide. I used to have low emotional awareness. I used to have moments where, metaphorically, my soda would explode in the freezer. I used to have moments where I didn't feel like being here, wanting to give up. I used to be suicidal. But do you know what helped me overcome my suicidality? Believe it or not, communicating my feelings. A quote that I second from James Jaworski is, "It's okay to say that you feel scared, that you feel haunted, that you're sad and you're hurt and you're stuck. But people need other people. Screw the stigma that says otherwise, for you are more than your thoughts and your emotions." Check in on the people around you, but most importantly, check in on yourself. And if you need to, please talk about it. Thank you.